and we're getting passed by their chase teams. Like, it's hectic.
Oh, yeah.
But we had a good time in Cabo, and we could suck it up. We got back home really fast. From Washington to the Arctic, you're in the, like, 60 miles, 100 miles out from nothing out there. It's insane. It's logging, small towns, and you're on ice roads, like, most of the way. Yeah, shooting that. I was right seat, passenger princess, shooting, fling open the door, shoot car to car, negative 35, 40 degrees.
Frostbite, getting frostbite as you're doing it.
Welcome to High Octane Hustle. I'm Fastlane Jane.
And I'm Design Muse. And today we have...
Tim Sutton.
Yes!
That was perfect.
I love it.
That's a great entrance right there.
It really is. It really is. Because it's going to make our audience wonder, who is Tim Sutton?
Yeah.
Well, he's the master behind a camera.
Yes,
that's what I do.
Yeah, that's what I do. He likes to be behind the scenes.
Yeah, not with the lights glaring on me.
Not right in front of the
with
camera.
A giant
oh, you're
microphone.
on the wrong side of the camera right now, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but that's really cool though for us because we get to dip into your badassery, right?
Yeah. I'm actually excited to get out of my box here and be on the front side of.
I like this.
Comfortably uncomfortable,
like
we talked about.
Totally. Already, I'm sweating already.
And we just started. And cool in here. Oh my gosh.
Well, it looks like you do kind of the gamut of things, but for me, I know you through motorsports, cars, hot rods, and things like that. But dog sleds.
Yeah.
There was kind of a gamut of all of these things,
Well, I mean, everything revolving around what I've built my life into has been in the automotive world. So whether it's races or
and why, what drew you to that world?
I like tinkering on stuff and working with my hands.
Okay.
And then I was like the long story is, but I'll make it short.
We want to hear the long story.
Yeah.
You want the long story?
You're not getting out of here that quick, buddy.
God. Why automotive? Okay, so I like tinkering with my hands. I've always built stuff. When I was like 8 years old, I was ripping apart radios to like try to tune them up.
Cool.
But that never worked.
Okay.
My parents would cringe every time I'd pull out a screwdriver and I'd mess with my bike. And then... I got into the arts, and I was like high school and into college, painter, sculpting, foundry work, things like that. And then got in a car wreck. But at that time, like I started building a car when I was like 12 with my friend. It was his bug, and his dad was mechanical, like had like a Mercury Cougar, and they had like a El Camino, like a 68 El Camino or something like that.
Very cool.
And so I was around that age, and we started tinkering with this bug. And then I'd been working since I was 13, so I started saving money. And when I was 15, I bought my first car. It was a Volkswagen Bug.
Right on.
A little Baja Bug.
Yeah.
So I've always been. I need idle hands are the devil's playground. So I've always jumped into cars, and then I got into I was really heavy into bugs, buses, anything Volkswagen for a long time. And then probably I was like 23 maybe, and I got into a head-on collision. Drunk driver hit me.
Oh, snap.
And I woke up, and I was like, I need to be a photographer. So that...
Seriously?
Yeah, that sent me to photography school.
Wow.
Before that, I was going to college, in and out, like community college, taking all the art classes. Like, I loved painting and sculpting, and I'd only use photography for reference.
Yep.
Things like that, so I could do what I needed to do. And then I went to photography school, and I was like, well, people are cool, but like automotive and hot rods and things like that are way cooler, and I just adapted to all that. So and I knew it. I know how they work. I built them.
Yep.
Everything I've probably touched, I've bled on. I mean,
Yeah.
I know these things. So it was an easy transition to go into the photography world of automotive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. That's really good because you really understood vehicles and you wanted to capture them in a certain way that only you kind of saw.
Yeah, I wanted it awesome and reckless and badass.
I love that.
Yeah, spinning tires and smoke and all that sort of thing. And then, like you said, dog sled racing. So that is totally a part of a adventure that we did, all automotive. We with with Mel Wade from Evo and Nitto Tire, they sponsor these adventure platforms where like anywhere from like 8 to 20 people get to go on these trips, and they collect them, and everybody's super cool. Everybody's an enthusiast. Everybody's all about the car and the drive and everything. And our first one was all of Route 66, and we did that in...
Yeah, it was really cool to
dude.
follow that. Yeah.
So awesome. I had done chunks of Route 66 my whole life because we drove everywhere. Like, my dad was in the military. Every 2 years we moved, we drove. So I had done most of it, and then in my adult years, I had done pretty much from the Midwest all the way to California. And I thought I had a good grasp on it. But
that was then.
That was then. This is now.
It changes, right?
It totally does.
Yeah.
Like, everything changes so fast. Like 10, 15, 25 years later, things change.
He's like thinking about it. Wait a second.
I distinctly remember like Twin Arrows Outpost, which is a place in California-ish, Mesa, New Mexico.
Yeah.
So we get
close.
I remember taking photos of that when I was moving out to California, and I was cross-processed the film and made these bitchin' photos.
Cool.
And then I get out there and I've got like 25 plus cars and I'm shooting stuff, but it's like completely different than it was, because there was a lot of stuff there when I shot it first, and now there's like just like an arrow and then a broken one, and everything's dilapidated, and there's a casino across the road, and it was crazy. So yeah, they put on these adventures, and the one that brought in dog sled racing was this. It's actually a set of 3 trips we did from. What you got?
I know the behind the scenes here.
My bongos?
No.
Just tell me. We're trying to signal. All right.
I know.
I don't always understand
We're
their
like, what are we
signals.
trying- I'm not a good
What are you saying?
sign reader. You need.
Yeah. Stop.
Oh, you forgot to tell him.
Yeah, I forgot to tell him.
The
So
bongo.
Okay, go back. How far do we have to go back on this? Rewind. Oh, shit.
Oh, we have to totally start over to
that's fine.
So do we just
on
say-
a roll now. We can
Oh my
go.
God.
We can go. Where do you want to start?
Dog sleds. Dog
Okay,
sleds.
here we go. So
But
The
we'll
Nitto
go
dog
kumbaya
sled.
here in a minute if we have to.
Kumbaya.
Sit on your hands. There you go.
Baja Forged, signature vehicle builds and off-road products built to forge your own path. Baja Forged was basically made because we loved off-roading. We loved the open roads. If you're looking for off-road products to help you get out on the terrain, visit bajaforged.com. Follow us on Instagram at Baja Forged for our latest builds.
Since 1987, GTS Customs has specialized in resto mod Corvettes. From widened bodies to pro touring vehicles with all today's modern technology. If you've got a Corvette, an old Corvette, and you want to make it drive like something new, contact gtscustoms.com.
So Nitto puts on these adventure series, and they get a great group of people together. And we go out. We did Route 66, and then the one I'm like most proud of being able to get to go do and blessed to do it was we did from the Arctic Ocean all the way to Cabo San Lucas.
Wow.
That
But
is
we
amazing.
did
I
it-
didn't even realize that.
We did it in 3 trips. The first trip was from the northern Washington to the Arctic Ocean,
Wow.
and then back to actually my home, Anchorage, Alaska, for the Diderot, and then back to Washington.
Wow.
Then we went up a few months later and we did from Washington to San Diego, and that's when the hurricane last year was.
Wow.
And that was amazing. California coast is a mind blower. If there's anything to see
Yeah.
in California, just go
Yes.
drive that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you can do the
Agreed.
one like the PNW part, it's like icing on the cake.
Yeah.
It's insane. And then we drove off-road 80% of the time from San Diego to Cabo, and then chased the top 5 trophy trucks all the way back to Ensenada.
Rad.
So cool.
Have you ever chased a trophy truck?
I've been
Yes. It's a lot of
I've
work.
only been in a chase vehicle.
Dude, we're doing like, okay, we were mildly breaking speed limits,
Mildly.
and
Because you want to be
Canada.
there when they are
Yeah.
when
Oh
they're
no,
there.
yeah,
I know.
for sure.
Yeah.
Down there, I mean, and we're getting passed by their chase
Yeah.
teams. Like, it's hectic.
Oh yeah.
But we had a good time in Cabo, and we could suck it up. We got back home really fast. But seriously, like, from Washington to the Arctic, you're in the, like, 60 miles, 100 miles out from the border of Canada. It's nothing. There's
Yeah.
Wow.
nothing out there.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's logging, small towns, and then the ice comes, and you're on ice roads like most of the way,
That's insane.
doing 90.
Were you driving, or were you in what vehicle were you in with the team?
I was actually in a Bronco Sport,
Okay.
which did really well.
They actually do very
The
well.
snow mode works really good.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Because we actually took it out on the Dalton. We were like, oh, let's see if we just put in normal. And we're like, oh,
Yeah.
hey,
It's
we're
sketchy.
moving. And so we flipped it back. That's actually my second time to the Arctic doing that trip, because I did it with the Alcan 5000 too.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Yeah, shooting that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was right seat, passenger princess, shooting, fling open the door.
Yeah.
Shoot car to car, negative 35, 40 degrees.
Frostbite, getting
Hell yeah.
frostbite as you're
Now
doing
we
it.
can
Oh,
make some
dude.
noise.
I got to there's a photo of me. I got to the Arctic Ocean and took off my shirt for a photo, me being there. And it was like, I'm wearing like 6 layers because it's
Yeah.
negative 40.
Yeah.
And immediately your skin
Hurts.
feels like
Yeah.
pins and needles.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
it's so.
Oh my God.
It's like the coldest ice bath you've ever taken in your life.
oh yeah.
Without
Exactly.
getting in.
Without getting in.
A couple of the guys were like, "Oh, we're gonna go polar bear." I'm like, "Good luck with that.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
you're gonna die."
I feel like that would feel like burning.
Yeah.
That would be horrible.
Yeah. So that's where the dog sleds came in because of this adventure. Mel puts on
So the wheels brought you to the dog
The
sleds.
wheels
I
brought
like
us
that. I like that.
all the
Okay.
way up there, and once we got to the art, like there was a bunch of stops on the way. Like we stopped in Dawson City, which is probably my favorite town I've been to in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
And where is that near then? You said this is before Anchorage.
It's in the
or-
Yukon territory
Okay.
on the Yukon River.
Okay.
Like it's just old. I mean, that's where the gold rush started.
Okay.
Like
Wow.
everybody was like, "Oh, there's gold in those hills," and that's like somebody was a historian's probably gonna bust me, but that's
Wow.
this is what I know.
That's saying a lot, thinking that we have a historian as part of our audience. I'm loving that. Thank you, Tim.
That was good. They're
We've made it.
But they,
All right. I like that one.
So yeah,
It's okay. It's just your favorite.
we
That's
went
all you care
there,
about.
and then once we got to the Tuk,
I'm sorry,
How
what?
do you say that?
Tuk, which is
Tuk,
the end of the
tuk.
road, Arctic Ocean.
Okay.
Like that's it, and then it turns into glacial ice, or not glacial ice, but ice.
Yeah.
Because the ocean freezes over, and
Holy mackerel.
and Mel and Chris from Nitto know the mayor really well. Yeah.
Because
they've been up there.
I was going to say they go up
like
there.
10, 15 times they've been
Oh,
up there
wow.
with the Alcan 5000.
Nice.
And the guy's like, anything you want to do here, please just tell me what you want to do. And
Awesome.
so Mel hooked up dog sled racing.
That's rad.
And so we got to dog sled on the Arctic Ocean, just straight out onto the Arctic Ocean.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
That's a pinch me moment.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Well, you kind of wanted to just leave though, but you were at the same time because it was so
So
cold.
cold.
Right?
Yeah.
Because
like, do I do this, but I have to do this?
they had a tent there with a little potbelly stove that was like that big.
Uh-huh.
That's for one person?
No, that's for everybody.
Yeah, right.
They went into the tent and got warmed up with a little bit of coffee and dried fish. And it dropped the temp raised the temp 10 degrees, maybe. But you felt so much warmer in there for
Wow.
some weird reason. But it
That's
was
wild.
seriously like a canvas tent in the middle of nowhere.
And how long, remind me again how long you were there for? In the sub 30?
In the sub 30s, probably 10 days, 8, 10 days.
That changes a person's constitution, doesn't it?
Oh, it totally changed mine.
God.
I'm from Alaska, like originally. I was born in
Really?
Anchorage.
Okay.
I love the cold
Okay.
until that trip.
Until that changed
Like
your
this.
mind, huh?
Well, now and that was a year and a half ago, I think. We did it in the winter. I still haven't warmed up. Like, so.
That's good.
But like we're like I go to the desert and I'm like, oh yeah, like I was just location scouting yesterday and we're in Canyon country and it's 95 degrees.
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm
gotten a little bit warm.
I'm like, yeah, this is great. And everybody's like, oh, it's so hot, I'm melting. And I'm like, no, I'll take this. This is
Oh
good.
my gosh, I love that.
Okay, let's go back to Anchorage just for a second.
Sure.
How does an Anchorage boy find his way down to California?
Military.
Okay, so that
Traveling.
was from the military with your family. Then.
Yeah.
Okay.
My dad and mom adopted me in Anchorage, and then we moved to, I think,
Somewhere.
Boston
Oh,
after that.
Okay.
Cold places, all these cold places.
Yeah. So
That's why you like the heat now.
Oh no, I mean, if if I was gonna grasp to anywhere I've grown up the most, it would probably be Texas, because I had elementary school there 2 years, and then middle school there for 2 years, and then high school for 3 years.
What
And
part of
then
Texas?
San Antonio, Austin.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah. So it's hot, humid,
Yeah.
gnarly.
Yeah, it is.
You only go out at night.
And now, nice breeze from the ocean in
Yeah.
California.
It's too cold. It's still.
Oh, sweatshirt weather.
It's still. Dude,
Sweatshirt weather.
Yeah, totally. I'm still in
You don't
a
have
hoodie.
a jacket on right now.
Oh, I knew I was coming here. Like,
It's like, I'm going to start sweating. They're going to start asking me
I
questions.
know, I know.
dude, when Jason gave me the address, I'm like, oh, yeah. All right, let's do that.
You're funny.
I
So-
wear a T-shirt.
So when you started your journey into like photography and you got out of school and everything like that, how did that did you get good jobs right away? Did that progress? Like, where did that kind of like lead you?
Well, this is how that all started. So I went to the Art Institute of Colorado, Art Institute of Colorado, Denver. And I'm there, and I knew I wanted to shoot cars. I wanted to shoot hot rods, and I
Yeah.
had been shooting like hot rods for like magazines. Like I had stuff in the one of the first Hot Rod Deluxes and like the first old school rods. And that was my, like, hot rods and bitchin' bikes were like my thing back then. But my portfolio teacher's like, you're missing the boat. You need to shoot new cars. And so he kept pushing me new cars and new cars and new cars. And I thank him for it.
Yeah.
I love it. And so how I got to California. Okay, so I had been doing this. The teachers didn't know what to do with me there because all of them are portrait photographers and wedding photographers, the teachers.
Okay.
And they were like, well, big sheet metal. You just shoot it in the evening and
big
you're
sheet
done.
metal.
Yeah.
That was good. I like that.
Or tabletop studio guys. They don't have big car photographers. So
It's a lot different the way you shoot it. Yeah.
I interned for Michael Lichter.
Wow. That's cool.
You know Michael?
Motorcycle.
Okay.
Yeah. Photography. Yeah.
He's probably, if you've seen Easy Rider in the past 40 years, you've seen his work.
Yeah.
Like, he's awesome. He taught me some stuff during my internship.
Rad.
But I was in class. I got yanked out of class, had to go to the dean's office, and I go talk to Frank, and there was a guy sitting there, Mike Scott. And we start talking, and he's like, oh, you want to shoot cars? I'm like, yeah, I want to shoot cars. And he's like, well, what do you plan on doing when you get out of here? And I'm like, well, I'm either going to move to Detroit or I'm going to move to LA. Because that's where that
makes sense.
That's where that happens.
All right. East Coast, West Coast.
And he's like, well, I'm a producer in LA. Car photographers are my guys. First assistant used to go to this school too. And
cool.
And so he hooked me up. He's like, as soon as you get out, call me. You can wind some chords.
Yeah.
You know, you can just see what it's like. So packed up all my stuff in a 1950 Ford, left Denver after I graduated, came out here and immediately started working. Like, I was living in Valley Center, North County, San Diego, driving my 50 Ford every day to Long Beach, to South Bay Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a drive.
It is.
Some days it was 2 hours. Some days it was 30 minutes.
Right.
Just depending what time you go.
Depending on how tired I was.
Yeah.
And so that broke me into the new car world and advertising world, because we were shooting stuff for Toyota, Nissan, Mercedes, BMW, Chevy, like all the big brands. And that's where I really cut my teeth with all the car photography. And I stuck there for maybe 4 or 5 years, but I knew I didn't want to be a lifetime assistant.
Yeah.
And I was always shooting stuff on the side. Like, I started shooting more and more like magazine work and a few other things. And I really didn't shoot too much people, but I did here and there. And then
they just weren't as interesting, huh?
It's sheet metal.
Well, here's the thing. I love shooting people associated with cars.
Okay.
Like, that's awesome.
Okay.
Like, I've met and shot some amazing people. So, yeah.
With that experience for those 5 years, were you able to explore like creative license, or were you just following directions at that point?
Oh no, I was totally creative license. Like,
that's fantastic.
getting to use, like, they would listen to me on stuff too, because I was
awesome.
And you were how old at that point? Probably pretty young, like 22?
Oh no, I was like 27.
Okay, well, still
Yeah,
really young.
I was a late bloomer. I was like in
whatever.
25.
Yeah,
I was like
yeah.
25 when I went to college.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was
okay.
the old creepy guy.
Because this was after you had your accident, and then you went, the
right.
old creepy guy.
The old creepy guy.
Still the creepy guy.
Are you still? Yeah.
Ask my wife.
That was good.
Wow, that's amazing, because oftentimes when people are new or just beginning into careers, you don't wind up with somebody who is free to, here, you do you.
Well, the photographer
fabulous.
I worked for was, after a couple of years, like, we were buddies. Like, we worked together a lot. We used to run, like, we ran the LA Marathon together. And
Actual run chain.
yeah, running at the
That's
feet.
the kind of running I know, honey. I know that kind of running.
Sorry. Inside joke.
It is.
Sorry.
You'll have to watch one of the episodes.
I'll wait.
Right.
No. Tell us more about the marathon.
With the LA Marathon.
You ran for the LA
Sorry. My
Marathon.
apologies. That was funny.
Do you still run? You're still a runner?
No.
No.
And my big toenails fall off. And I said, I'm done.
Dude, that happened to me like 4 or 5 times too.
Yeah. I'm on my second round right now.
Oh. They're new and
But
fresh.
he was your buddy.
Yes, he was
Yeah,
my
okay.
buddy. And coming to shoots, he would take some, helpful direction. And then he'd also put me on a B camera and be like, hey,
That's cool.
We need other car over there. We need this shot. Just
So he
make
trusted
sure.
you with that
Yeah,
type of
he
stuff.
would trust
Yeah,
me with that
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then CGI came in. Everybody knows what that is.
Yeah.
It's fake car background shot. And then that kind of killed the industry-ish for a while, the automotive industry. So I ended up getting a job assisting NBC for the head photographer there, and we did all celebrity all the time, shot every show they ever had during that. And that is what really pushed me into just going out on my own and doing everything myself.
Because you didn't like it, or why? What pushed?
Well, no,
what do you mean pushed you into it? Sorry.
Well, it was the leap of faith. You got to sink or swim.
Right.
Totally.
This isn't what
Totally.
you want to do your whole life.
Yeah.
Like
No,
I didn't
now.
want to drive from Long Beach to Burbank every day.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except
Yeah.
for that really great podcast that you're a guest on.
Yeah, that's fine.
Now
well,
this
this
time,
isn't every day
this Burbank-
though.
Yeah.
This is,
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's different this time.
dude, that drive is
Brutal.
brutal.
I bet.
Brutal.
Yeah. No, and that makes sense. I mean, a lot of the work is in this area. So
It is, yeah.
if you were down there, commuting up here, that makes sense like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But you took the leap of faith
Yeah.
and you did it.
Yeah.
So what was your first big client then or anything once you did
Well,
that?
I had been pulling in clients like magazine stuff that was
Yeah.
actually paying pretty good.
Okay.
It was like Hot Bike, Rod and Custom. I think I was on the most covers of Rod and Custom for almost 9 years
Yeah.
until it ended. Street Rodder, classic trucks, street trucks. Helped start a couple magazines, and then had my own magazine, and then I was like, no, I'm done. And then at that point, I was starting to get jobs where I should have been getting jobs, like actual automotive commercial work. And that's what brought me into that. And then it's expanded on from there. I got thrown into videography just because everybody wants photos and video now.
Yep. That's the new.
And-
Yeah.
And then that turned into, I got entrusted with a job probably 5 years ago, and I was a director. Like I had to direct everybody, and then I really liked it. I like.
That was good, and I
really liked it. Yeah.
That's when
You're
you get
not
to be the
gonna
big.
explore that
Yeah.
more then.
Oh no, I'm totally doing it. I've got a shoot next week.
Where you get to be the director.
Yeah.
You're like, you do that.
He's
You
like,
do that.
Yeah.
Are you good at it?
I
Are you a
think
good
so.
boss?
I think so. I'm nice.
That's
He's a
awesome.
good
I try not to yell at people.
That's
My homie
He said try.
My homie Jimmy,
Oh, yeah.
I've worked with him for you know
That
Jimmy.
lives out by us. Yeah.
I've worked with him for 20 plus years, and if I start getting out of line, he'll just walk by and be like, "You're being a dick." Whisper it in my ear, and I'm like, okay, all right.
Do you think it's because you have a vision in your head and you're not able to communicate that with the people that are working for you? If you ever have those opportunities to be, as Jimmy says, a dick.
Usually all that is it's not that. Like I can communicate it. It's timeline.
Oh.
Because everything is on a tight timeline.
Yep.
Or you go
And
out.
everything
I hear you on
takes
that one.
time.
You go overtime with 60 people on set.
Yep. Costs a lot of money.
It costs a lot of money.
Yep.
But that ain't your money.
Then my day rate goes down.
Oh, yeah.
I see.
No, time management's a big part of that. Yeah.
huge part.
It's a different, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and being in a leadership role, I think that you really have to have that communicated to 60 people.
Yeah, I mean, that's
a
like
lot.
max.
That's a lot of people.
It's the hour of the day.
Yeah.
And do you capture that right moment? And when is that happening? And is everyone set up for those moments, right?
Yeah, totally.
I might have been on a shoot
but
or
you
two
think,
with you, but
yeah. But I mean, that comes all into account if there's a plan. Otherwise, it's like we're going and shooting this stuff.
Yeah.
Because I don't just do directing. I'll shoot stuff that is just me with a camera and some lights. I don't have a problem. I will never ask anybody to do something I wouldn't do myself.
Sure.
So I'll just go, if the budgets aren't great, but it's an awesome project, let's go.
Yeah.
It's just me, or it's me and Jimbo, and we're handling stuff.
Yeah. So what's one of the bigger projects that you've done recently? Like you were talking about directing like that, like one of the ones you really enjoyed doing.
I did a spot for Genesis during Christmas, and that was pretty good. It was like a 2-3 day.
Photos look epic.
Yeah, it was photo and video.
Yeah.
Full production at a studio in the Hood, someplace, LA. Yeah. That was super.
Was that
fun.
the SUV?
Yeah, the GV80. Yeah,
It's a beautiful car.
Coupe and
The SUV.
the SUV.
Yeah.
Dude, those things are so nice.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
So I've driven Benzes and BMWs,
Yeah.
and they're nice. Those are luxury cars. They are nice.
Yeah.
I've been in Aston Martins, super nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting a Genesis, I don't want to be a spokesperson. Well, they're pretty nice. They're not for me. And Aston isn't for me. Benz is, maybe, no.
No.
But their style right now is really on point. They're really putting out really great looking vehicles.
Yeah, they are. And they're all about the driver comfort.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
know,
That creature
and
comfort
all the
kinda.
creature above and beyond,
Yeah.
stuff that I didn't even know. They let me borrow one for a month, and I went and shot it for testing and having fun and get myself a little vacation and shoe time, and get 20 miles outside of LA, and it starts massaging my back, and I'm like,
You didn't even know you needed that.
oh boy.
You've been in the car too long. You need to have.
What button did I push? Oh no,
Yeah.
that's just happening.
Oh no. 4 days into that trip, I was like, how do I keep that going the whole time? It won't do it. Come on.
That's kind of cool.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and that commercial, that turned out
Yeah, it was,
sweet.
there's some
It's
neat
one of
stuff.
my favorites.
well, good.
Yeah. I'm like, wow, that looks good. I want that car.
No,
and I want to
yeah.
go where that car is.
That's what
Right?
I was gonna.
Well, that was all from the test.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that stuff was from the tests I did.
Yeah.
That's just me with a drone and a GoPro having fun.
No, it looks epic.
Yeah.
Just, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So
I think
out of play. Yeah. What?
I think photography is your game. I think you might be good at that.
I'll tell you what, it almost wasn't for when I was having my first kid. I was stressed out to beyond belief because I'm holding the wheels together for me and my wife and everything. And then we got our first kid coming, which we didn't think we could ever have a kid. And I'm like, I need to get a job, a real job.
A 9 to 5.
I need to
been
go
programmed
in.
that way.
Yeah.
And my wife's like, she let me go down the path for a while because she's pregnant and she's like,
Sure.
do it. She's got her own thing going on. She's like,
right now.
and I went in and I got offered an editor position at a magazine and they told me how much and I'm like, how can you live off that? And they're like, oh, well, you get free parts from all the advertisers, and you can build a car, and you can sell the car. And I'm like,
that's not my side
that
gig,
sounds like 2 jobs for the price of one. And I get back home and told her that story, and she's like, Tim, you're unemployable. You'd be like a caged animal in a cubicle 5 days a week. They wouldn't know what to do with you because you work too hard. You'd have to tone everything down and just kind of do the minimum. And I'm like,
that'd make you crazy.
And thank God, I love my wife to death. Thank God she told me just to keep doing what I'm doing, and we'll figure it out. And we figured it out somehow.
That's amazing really cool. How that works out, huh?
Yeah.
And how old's your kid now?
8 and 10. I have 2.
Oh,
2 little girls.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're a good girl dad?
I hope so.
Good.
I'll find out in their teens.
When it really comes back to bite them.
I know, right? They think you're pretty cool stuff, though, still, huh?
I think so.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think so.
Kids are pretty awesome.
Yeah, they are. They're
so
at a
do you
really
have them in
age.
the garage tinkering with you?
You know, Jolene, when Jolene was like 2 and Zoe was 4, both my parents died. And I needed a release, so I built a Model T, a cookie car, in my garage in 30 days. And Jolene helped me with most of that.
That's awesome.
And both the kids painted it. Jolene built the front end on it. Like, I was like, take the kingpin, here's a hammer.
Yeah.
And she's like 2.5 years old.
Oh, that's rad.
Cute.
She's hands-on.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
That is a good girl dad.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Now, with all of these amazing places that you've already told us about that you've been to, is there any one in particular that you went to the shoot and you were like, this has been the best? I mean, it sounds like most of these...
For locations?
Locations.
You know...
Because you said you've been all over the world doing this, and then telling us about Alaska and all of that, I mean...
The Moroccan desert is beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful.
What'd you go there for?
It was a Nissan PR deal for like 20 days. We were shooting a bunch of media coming through in waves. Like, they were there for 5 days, and we'd shoot them off-road the whole time they were there. Got to shoot in the Sahara dunes. Like, I'm like taking pictures of a truck on a dune, and here comes a camel train right over my lens. Like, because
that's amazing.
They're on their path, going out to the camps and stuff.
That's incredible.
That was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
We don't see that here in California.
No.
Camel trains.
No.
Although it would be fun.
We got the dung beetles. We have
Oh,
those. Well, that's the same. They have those there.
You can see them in the distance, huh?
Yeah.
I thought those were called June bugs.
No, stink bugs.
Oh,
they're
those.
Close.
They're,
Yeah.
But
Like
the Morocco, that sounds pretty epic. I mean, yeah.
I almost died there.
That's why it was so memorable and epic.
The next question was, would you go back?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
It's Africa.
Oh.
I've been to Africa.
We both.
Here's the thing about Africa.
We're not very sure if we're going
me.
the responses here.
Africa and me is like, I've been twice, and it's always the weirdest trip there and the weirdest trip back as far as travel goes. But once you're there, it's amazing.
Okay.
So coming back, you're like, I ain't ever going back there again in my life. There ain't no way. And then like 2 months later, you're like, yeah, I'd go back if somebody called me. Yeah, let's do that.
What did you shoot there?
The first time I was there I was in Cape Town for 15 hours.
Okay.
And we shot a made-for-TV movie through NBC, like all the still photography work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, in 15 hours you shot a movie?
No,
you shot for a movie.
Yeah.
I got you now.
We shot all the still
I'm
work.
what you're putting down.
And then the other one was for a Nissan PR.
Yeah. So you went to the bottom and to the
Global.
top of
Yeah.
Africa, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and we
amazing.
got to get to over to Johannesburg and yeah, that was about. But like when I was in
I like
Morocco, it wasn't just Morocco. Like
Yeah.
we must have done 250 miles in the desert, like in a huge loops. I mean,
That's rad.
our guides were like, if they see us, we might be in trouble because we're that close to the border.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's
It's
a
always fun
beautiful
when it's a
place.
little more sketchy, right?
Always. Always.
Isn't that
It's
how all the
ele-
great stories
yeah,
start?
it's that element of surprise or excitement. I don't know if that's the way to say it.
Yeah. And
Oh,
and
shoot,
don't
what's
those
gonna
start-
happen?
Yeah, those stories start like, oh, one time, and that's how it
And that's
happens.
it, huh? And that's how it ends.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. Well, I can't even believe that you've done as much as you've done
I know, all over the place.
in such a
huh?
short lifetime.
Yeah, I haven't.
I'm like
I haven't
dying.
I haven't done.
I feel like an
Europe.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Really? Oh.
Like
Holy
I've been to Italy.
Well, I mean,
and-
that's Europe, right?
Yeah, it's the boot.
It's the boot.
It's the boot.
It's the boot.
And then I had a layover in London. And
Yeah, that doesn't
but
count.
I've done Japan probably 18, 20 times.
Did you do it for Moon Eyes, or what'd you do it for?
Moon Eyes,
Japan?
and then when I was a kid, we were stationed in Korea for 2
Oh, wow.
years,
Okay.
and my sister was stationed in Okinawa, so it was a Mac flight, $10 to go. So
Nice. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I'd grab, my mom would grab me, and we'd go as a family, or me and my buddies would grab a skateboard, and we'd just go, and
That's cool.
yeah,
That's interesting. Me and my buddies, we'd just grab our skateboard
And go
we'd
to
fly
Japan.
from Korea to Japan.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's just, I've never even considered that statement before or hearing it. You know what I mean? I'm like,
You haven't
wow,
met someone
Well, I
that
have
can
such a
share that
shelter. I know.
statement
I have
with
such
you.
a sheltered life. Holy smokes. Oh my God.
we went to Hawaii once from Korea,
Oh.
$10. It was like,
I would go anywhere too if it was
Let's
10
go.
bucks.
I'd go 20.
Hop in the back.
Yeah.
You're
I'd
in
go
a-
for
Hop in the
20.
back,
You're in a-
yeah. You're
C-130,
Yeah,
which is
like
just
open.
goats and chickens,
Yep.
and you've got pallets maybe, and
Well,
you're
some of
in
the
jump
passengers
seats.
I've been with have been reminded me of goats and chickens too, but I'm just saying. Oh my God.
Speaking of
Well, I think
sketchy, speaking of sketchy plane rides, going to Morocco, we had a detainee from the UK going back to Africa, and he had 4 cops on him. He was 2 seats behind me and yelling the entire flight that he was taking it down. It was
So this is what you had to understand that you were getting into each time.
so wild.
Oh my gosh. How long was okay, I need to know. How long was the flight?
It was like 3
Oh,
hours, 4 hours.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're like,
Oh,
am I going to
boy.
die right
Yeah,
now? I'm
yeah.
not quite sure.
It wasn't
That's
good
rough.
at all. And I'm like asking the English guy next to me, I'm like, does this happen much? And he's like, well, we've been deporting some people. And
Could somebody have told me? Where's the memo? Right?
yeah.
Holy smokes. Oh my gosh. So, Sans, this guy that you're talking about, finale questions, I think, are in order. The one person, alive or dead, that you think you'd like to sit down, have a conversation, a cocktail, a meal with?
Yeah. I don't know.
You can take your time and think about it.
So-
yeah.
I pretty much, I've been blessed enough to have met most of the people that I really looked up to, or found Santa Claus was fake. And
Got you.
It's been so far pretty awesome, pretty dang cool. I'd like to meet Tim Armstrong from Operation Ivy.
I like that.
And Rancid. Yeah,
Okay.
I could sit there and have a water with him, or a beer, or
Yeah.
coffee, whatever. Yeah.
What draws you to that?
You know, it's something I grew up with. I gave myself a Operation Ivy tattoo in probably the 5th grade, and it's just like the core of my childhood. Like I loved it. A lot of good lyrics. Like it's just
like he's helped you.
basic.
You've been there along the way.
Been there
with
a
you.
long time, right? And it would be cool. I think
and he's evolved along the way the whole
Absolutely.
time. So it like where he was, like it feels like he's grown up along the way too. I totally I totally agree.
Yeah.
It's a great one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
And he's
Good one.
not just a musician. He's helped so many bands like get to where they are and boost them up and everything. It's pretty cool. It'd be a fun combo.
That's really
I
cool.
like that.
And I'm glad since you've marked your body with that it's turned out okay. Because it would really suck if he wasn't such a great guy.
And it was one of those things when I was that age, I was like, okay, what's going to stick with me forever?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It still
Caution
sticks
is
with
a
me.
word I can't understand.
Right.
Let's do this. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I can sit here and sing Operation. I know.
Totally. A little anthem.
Okay, so then my question is, what if you could have any vehicle? Sounds like you were kind of going back and forth on them earlier, but vehicle, motorcycle, whatever it is, what would you have? What's your dream ride, and where would you drive or ride it? So it could be the Moroccan desert, you know?
I don't know. I kind of have. Yeah, right now my flavor is. I got out of hot rod. I finished my custom. I've had a lot of hot rods. I've built a lot of hot rods. The custom was my dream car. Like always said, it was my done car, but it's just a car. I think I'd have a 32 tub. Like I think that would be fun. Drive to the beach.
Nice.
Go surf.
That's just the area you're in
Like,
right now.
I know.
huh?
I
Yeah,
know it's
get
not
it.
interesting,
No,
but
that's
No.
plenty interesting.
Yeah.
like
It's what you love.
yeah.
I like it.
Like long road trips are fun with people.
Yeah.
Like that's when they're the best.
Yeah.
It's like you really
You
get
get
the
to know people.
camaraderie and you get to know people and like you see these wonderful experiences if you're not on some crazy schedule. I love road trips. I grew up doing them from the time I was born. Yeah, I'd go to the beach.
I'm with you on that.
I like that quick short trip.
Or somewhere there is a beach, right?
Yeah, totally.
So if people want to follow you on social media, how do they do that?
The only
Because
thing
you know they're going to
I
want
don't want
to.
anyone to follow me. No, I'm just kidding.
no historians, please.
No historian.
We just have one of them, huh?
I think we'll only have one.
Only one. That's
Only
for
one.
you. Tim Sutton Photo is my Instagram. TimSuttonPhoto.com is my website. I don't do anything else.
Okay. Cool. Well, they can find
Well,
all
it's
the
cool.
important stuff there. That's where I found it.
I mean, if you want to see some cool pictures and maybe some videos, jump on my website.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Instagram's just kind of fodder. Like whatever I'm feeling, and then I'll end up pulling it all down. I don't know. I'm an oddball. Yeah.
We all have it in us. I get it.
I was going to say, we like oddballs.
So what are y'all's dream cars that you wanted?
Oh, now, okay. Well,
Table
trophy
stars.
truck.
You had a trophy truck.
In pretty much any desert.
Any desert?
I mean, Baja would be ideal for me. Yeah.
Have you done the 1,000?
I have not in a trophy truck. I chased it. Like
You
were
chase it,
saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you've chased it too, Jane?
No.
No, I was in Ivan Stewart's chase truck,
Okay.
but that was for, it was out in your area, Lucerne, 250. Yeah, a long time ago. I was
Awesome.
very young.
Yeah.
We were hitchhiking. It was a big deal. We're just trying to get from point A to point B, and then they're like, sorry, ladies, we got to go. Can you be okay in the ride? And it was really fun. It was super fun.
Awesome.
What kind of ride? I don't know. I've never really thought about that. I mean, a
thought you did
truck.
last- yeah.
We did. We talked about
She's like,
5
it's gonna
different
change.
things.
It's gonna change
It
now.
always changes.
I get it.
Too.
It just depends on my mood, you know?
Yeah.
But something that's easy. Here's what I want. Something that's easy to park at the beach. Probably a motorcycle. I can do a motorcycle.
Oh,
Yeah, I like
I
that.
can do motorcycle.
Oh, you need a Pan America.
Yeah, that's what I want. Yeah.
We're working
So-
on one of those next.
Yeah.
You can ride it too.
Okay, thank you.
To the beach.
Road trip.
Road trip.
We're gonna make it
Yeah.
so I can ride it and she
I-
can ride
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
There's people for that.
Really? Yeah. Well,
I was
they're
just
really-
at Krause's, and my ignorance, I didn't know what Krause did, and he makes motorcycles ergonomically correct for people,
For their
and
bodies.
It's so awesome.
Yeah.
Like the parts. Like I was like, I've been shooting bikes for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Never knew like all the intricate setup to make that work so well. It's so crazy. So if you can make a bike work for both of you,
Right.
Yeah.
like you jump off, she jumps on,
Right.
you're
Yeah.
onto something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and even what's nice on the Pan America, like even the seat, like they have it so it comes down, like the seat
It
lowers,
adjusts,
like,
yeah.
yeah, there's all kinds of things on it. So they make it so it's, yes, all adjustable.
Yeah, for what it is, it's perfect for somebody my height.
Yeah.
The way that I just, yeah. it's
For
like-
somebody her height, but
yeah.
not my height.
No, well, but
You know,
that's
it's
the
true.
difference because that's
It's
one of the
true.
things
It
that's
was made-
great
yeah.
about your bike that you have. That was
like
the
that
one
down here.
Well, but it fits
Fits me.
It's like we have the opposite issues.
Well, you do very much have
Keyword
the
being
opposite
issues, but we all have
Well,
issues.
thank you for coming on today, Tim.
You're welcome.
This is great.
Yeah,
Anytime.
So much fun. You're just
Awesome.
I
All the
love-
places you've been,
Yeah.
those were great. I loved hearing all that. So
Me too. Thank you so much. You guys, thank you. This has been High Octane Hustle. I'm Fastlane Jane.
and I'm Design Muse, and today we had
Tim Sutton.
Woohoo! Yeah, and be sure to hit like and subscribe if you want more stories of badassery like Tim Sutton.
Watch for more. Until next time.